pubs along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races.
Oh, it's back through Bartes!
1962 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collinwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Oh, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gunning along the Scotswood Road to see the Bladen races.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another show on John Sinclair TV. As you can see, John's not yet at ease. He's currently in the sunshine of Turkey. Lucky for some, but lucky for us. Well, I've got a bit of sunshine here, and I've got a co-host with me. Brad, how are you doing, Brad?
Yeah.
What's the weather where you are?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Just got me coffee at lunchtime to pick us back up of this Sunday afternoon. But yeah, I'm all right, and the weather's it's not too bad, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a bit cold, but nice sunshine out there. At least it's dry. That's the main thing. So good afternoon, everybody. If you like what you see, hit them like buttons. Really important. If you like to subscribe and you haven't subscribed already, then click that subscribe button. If you want to join as a member, it's 99p per month. And also you'll be entered into a prize draw, which there'll be one coming up very soon, probably after John's holidays. And if you like to super chat, hit that $sign and give a donation, whatever you want to. It's totally up to yourself. And also there's a bell notification. If you hit that button, that'll notify you when any more live shows are coming up. So today we are away to Manchester United at Old Trafford, 2 p.m. kickoff. It's not on UK TV. We're not scared of them, but it is going to be sort of difficult, but I'm sure we'll be fine. Okay, so we got a new member there, Jack Sweet. Well done, Jack. Thank you very much for becoming a member. First comment we got from Alan McTeer. Afternoon, all you two nutters. Let's hope for a positive outcome, John. Well, John's not here, unfortunately, but he might be watching in Turkey. Right now, I'd happily take a point. Yeah, I would take a point. But watch to see if we can't get all three. It's about time we started making these bogey grounds our winning grounds. We've had too many of them in the past. Let's start turning these bogey grounds around and making them our great grounds to go to. And Leslie, all afternoon to you as well, Leslie. Tiger Studios. Hope for the win today. We'll hopefully make everyone take us more seriously. Well, I think a few people are starting to take us seriously. Jurgen Klopp certainly rattled, isn't he? James Matthews, photography. Hi guys, how are the lads? Yep, absolutely. Tiger Studio is going to be a cracking game today. Yeah, it will be. It'll be an absolute cracking game. Liverpool the best. Welcome to you. If it's your first time on, mate, hit that subscribe button. Hope Newcastle beat United. Yeah, as a Liverpool fan, you'll want us to beat United. So let's hope we can do. Tiger Studios should be Tony Tooney TV now. I'm covering for John for a week while he's off on holiday. So thanks very much, lads. Gary's in the house. Good afternoon, lads. Afternoon to you as well, Gary. Hope you're well, mate. And Sefton Mag. Sefton's in the house. Hi, panel and chat. Hi, Sefton. Hope you're having a good afternoon, mate, so far. We got Pablo as well. Afternoon, Tony and Brad. Let's all go out for 3 points. We should fear no one. Absolutely. We don't fear anybody. Why should we fear anybody? We've got we've got a good team. We've got some good players there. We've got a stronger bench now. So, yeah, why not? And James, my pre-match nerves are shot. When can I have a bevy? Hey, have one whenever you want, mate. Have one during the match if you need to, Don't be nervous. It's a good time to be excited as a Newcastle fan, And Tiger Studio, you guys, we should think to look to replace ESN next summer with all the injuries getting on. Yeah, we'll come to him in a moment. What else? do is, first of all, bear with me. So, part of the team news day, this guy is apparently out injured again. Apparently he's pulled up in training, ASM. And also Craig Hope's now reporting apparently that Joe Willock's got an illness and it'll be a late call on him. This guy, Craig Hope's being all doom and gloom at the moment. Let's hope Joe Willock's fine and he plays today. ASM, but there again, could it be us? Could it be us just giving out mixed messages and ESM could actually be fit and playing today? You know, who knows? You know, so it's a bit of a blow. What's your thoughts, Brad, on ESM if he's pulled up again and in training?
It's a bit frustrating news to see, isn't it? It's just like you get into a stage where he was back and you're thinking, right, let's hope he has a sort of a clean run now for the rest of the season, and he doesn't miss any significant amount of games. But yeah, it just feels like sometimes when we've got that, it's always with the injury situation, it always seems a bit longer than what we always think it's going to be. Same with the Isak one as well. You think, oh, a couple of games he'll be back, that's fine, but he's still not. There's still no sign of that happening anytime soon. So, you know, especially with the World Cup coming and stuff, you think once that gets there, you know, it's not too far away. So we need to. We need sort of ideally we need the full selection of players available, but obviously that's football, unfortunately, and anybody can pick up an injury. It's just been unlucky for us that it's our key players that have been hit with them so far this season. But I think I'm not too sure what it is with ASM. If it's just something like this reoccurring over a period of time, possibly something that's been there potentially for a while. It's just sort of aggravated it a bit much, and he's now sort of paying the price for it. But that's just what type of player he is as well, because he's that intense and he's that quick, and the way he plays the game, he's always going to be a bit prone to these sort of things. But I think that's the only downside really. We've not seen him like we know what he can do on his day. He's unplayable, but he's not getting that consistent enough run of games, and we know ourselves that he's not always the most consistent player. So we need him. We need him on that pitch more often.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Brad. I mean, it's not great when with these injuries and things like that. They're just like these little niggles. He seems to be coming back from it, and then all of a sudden, bang, he's out again because he's pulled up somewhere. Same with this guy on screen now, Alexander Isak. People are speculating now he's kept for the Everton game on Wednesday. I, for one, thought that as well when Eddie Howe said he wouldn't be playing on Sunday and wouldn't be on the bench. Fresh reports from Craig Hope again, as I call him, Mr. Doom and Gloom now, because I'm sure that's what he finds. I don't know what he's been on this morning, but he must have been on the Doom and Gloom pills. He now says Isak apparently is pulled up again and will miss the next 3 games, which is going to be obviously today, Everton and Spurs. Whether that's another one that's true or not, we don't know, unfortunately, but let's hope it's not the case. And, it wouldn't be a surprise if he was on the bench on Wednesday, it's just one of those. But, we just not seem to have any luck at the moment where injuries are concerned. And, I'll get to some more comments. So we've got Leslie. She says, don't know about replacing the Tiger, but Mudryk looks a good option. Yeah, Mudryk would be. You need strength and depth, But if ASM can't play today, do you know what? I'm not worried about Murphy playing, because he's played the last 2 games. He's played quite well, and give the lad a chance. If he might go into today's game and have a cracking game, and who knows? But give the guy a chance. He's played all right, and we've got to trust Eddie's judgment on these players.
Yeah, and seen as well that it's looking like Joe Willock's potentially a doubt as well for the game.
Yeah, that's seeing an illness.
Yeah. So, but that wasn't saying that he was definitely out. So you never know. Hopefully, but be nice to see. Be nice to see him in the side.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't. to be honest with you, I can't see Willock not wanting to play, because even if he's had a bout of illness, he'll be saying, I want to definitely play, because who doesn't want to play in the big games, you know? And let's hope Willock's fine. We'll find out in 17 minutes when the team news is announced. Paul says ESM's made of glass, injured more than played. Yeah, a bit like Wilson gets injured too easily. Let's hope we can get these injuries put to one side and hopefully get more strength. You see, I think the reason a lot of these injuries were because, obviously, we can't keep blaming it now, but we did blame it on Steve Bruce because the training methods weren't there, and now they're training a lot harder under Eddie Howe. Some people are seeing as Eddie Howe training the team too hard. I don't think he's training them too hard. I just think he likes them at a fitness level that he wants us to be at, to show the intensity and the pressure that we actually play with as well. So, yeah, let's hope the end of these injuries come along. Yeah. And James says, regardless of who plays, I have more faith than in the past. We are a team who has intensity, belief, and we are united. Absolutely, James. I mean, we are no longer the easy 3-4-0 wins that teams used to get. You know, even Guardiola said that we were no longer the easy team to roll over anymore. And we are back now. And like I said, Jurgen Klopp's getting worried, isn't he, by his press conference? Did you see that, Brad?
Yeah, about complaining about money again. I didn't know. I didn't know Liverpool were particularly skint. But
no, I didn't think they were either.
Yeah, I think you need to have a look at his own playing squad and the wages, the wage bill, and then we can compare. But no, I think that I'm saying about especially with the training methods as well, and the way like it's just a completely different way of what a lot of them players will have been used to previously. So maybe it's just a period of these little niggles might, and then the programs that Eddie's got working with the sports science and things like that. You would hope that that's something that's going to get alleviated in the long run in terms of players missing the odd games and things like that. So as long as it's nothing too serious, we can manage. But I think that's just the nature of the game. Sometimes you never know what's going to happen on that pitch, do you? Someone could pick up an injury and be out for the rest of the season. Like you just don't know. But no, I think in terms of the results as well, like you said, it's good to we're going into games now where there's a bit of a fear factor about what we can bring to the game as well. So which hasn't been there in the past. It's like, oh, we're just gonna under Bruce, we'd just be going there and thinking, hold on for a 0-0. We'll try and nick something. But now we're going there and we're thinking, right, we're going to give these the right game, and if you want to beat us, you're gonna have to do well to do so. So I think that's it. It's generally a lot more positive to go into games knowing that you're going to at least see something. And fair enough, we're not going to win every game, and some games you might be poor and get beat, but at least you can see that the mindset's completely different. So that's all we ask for sometimes.
Yeah, totally agree, Brad. Totally agree. I mean, with the Liverpool thing, is he just more worried because he's hoping he doesn't get thrashed this afternoon off Manchester City? But maybe that owners have spent too much money trying to sort the Super League out. You see, so maybe he hasn't got as much money to spend now. But I thought they were quite wealthy, them owners. John Henry, because he has a sports empire, doesn't he, back in the States? So Fenway Sports Group. So I'm surprised. Klopp's coming out with stuff like that. But then again, that's Klopp for you.
And the level of ownership's irrelevant to a certain extent, because at the end of the day, the regulations are there to say you can only spend a certain amount of your revenue as a club. So, in essence, really, we have the owners that are back in Newcastle, hundreds of billions or whatever. But end of the day, that's got no. At the end of the day, we could only spend as much as what we're physically able to within the realms of FFP. So, and that's the same with a lot of clubs in the top half of the table, where you've got Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Spurs. Probably not well. To be fair, even they've spent a lot of money in the last window and things. So, all these clubs, there's nothing to say about money in that. And for me, it's just I think he's a bit wary of certain clubs with a bit of spending power now that are going to bring more competition to them places. So I think obviously, if it was up to Klopp, he'd just have it where there's going to be no threats, no threats. But that's a good thing in a way, because that's what Eddie said in his interviews in the past. Look, he wants to be, not say he doesn't want to be everyone's cup of tea. We want to be hated and feared by other clubs, and because that's the mindset we need to get into to be able to go toe to toe with these clubs. It's not like, Newcastle we're just gonna roll them over. They're no threat to us. They're just a bottom half club. That's no longer the case now. So these other clubs, there's going to be digs about certain things, whether it's the ownership, money we've spent. That's probably always going to be there. It's not going to go anytime soon. But all of that, I think, fuels the club and fuels Eddie and the players, because they know that they're getting on people's nerves in a sense. I think, and that sort of is motivating them, because it's like we're going to show them what we're made of, and that we are going to be a force, and we're not going to roll over and go anywhere. So yeah, and then obviously the other clubs don't like that, so it's good to see.
Yeah, exactly, definitely. And I mean, we're used to this now. We knew this was going to happen when the takeover happened, that people were going to slate us, and we were expecting all this anyway. And to be honest with you, I look at it now and I just laugh, and I just think, yeah, whatever, if that's how you think, get on with it. It just shows because they're frightened, because we're back. That's why. And we're looking up the table rather than looking down, which is nice for a change. To be looking up and thinking, well, actually, that team's only 1 point ahead, so if we can get that win and they lose, we go. But and it's nice to have that now, rather than like looking over our shoulders thinking, oh, we're in the bottom three, we need a win, and we need to hope the fourth bottom team lose so we get out the drop zone. And it's so better now. It's so much better, and this is what we've been looking forward to, and now we've got that back. And Eddie's the man to take us forward. Paul says, I would sell ASM if he has more injuries through the season. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a talking point. It's a hard one to judge. Tiger says, 2 good wingers in Madison in January for us to push top 6. Yeah, Tiger, I would say Madison, and the 2 wingers I would bring in would be Diaby and Mudryk. They would just strengthen the wing positions anyway. So yeah, I totally agree with that one. I know somebody was saying we're looking at a goalkeeper from Turkey. I'm sorry, but I don't think a goalkeeper is a position we need to fill in January. If Darlow's still struggling or whatever, we've got Karius there, who we can extend his contract till the end of the season. So there's no rush for a keeper, in my opinion, to push Pope at the moment. But yeah, I definitely agree with what you've put there, Tiger. Raging Phoenix, side to you. We've been playing well with injuries, so we got the depth, but not force them back. Best not force them back. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. If they're not ready, don't bring them straight back in. That's the worst thing you can do, is rush a player back. Eddie seems to go along with whatever his medical staff say. So if the medical staff say they're not 100% fit, Eddie won't risk them, which is good like that. And also, even though we haven't got... there's another option here as well with the team, because we're saying we haven't got ASM. If Murphy didn't play today, you could always push Joe Linton on the left, So you've got options. We've still got options there, and we've got Ali Anderson, of course. So we've got options on the left. So we're not purely out of it. So yeah, but I think he'll stick with Murphy now, with the ASM injury. Sefton, we have a cunning plan, psychology, 3-1. How are you, lads? Yeah, that's my score prediction, 3-1 to us as well. Sefton, totally agree. And Tiger says, does Craig Hope live at the training ground? No, he doesn't live. Well, I don't think he lives at the training ground, but yeah, I just don't know where he's getting half these stories from. I just hope that's all your stories and there's nothing true about them, but we'll find out. Was it Craig Hope that said the other week that Pope was injured when he wasn't? I think it was Paul, yes. May have been, yeah. again, yeah, I just hope he's just clutching at straws. And Sefton, away, click that like button, subscribe for 99p, help support the channel. Thank you very much, Sefton. Yeah, please hit those likes. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hit those likes. Membership's 99p for a month, and they'll be entered into a prize draw. Hit the $sign if you want to give a little donation. And also, if you want to be notified on future shows when they're coming up, hit the bell button and you'll get a notification through as well. And Paul Hodgson says it's a shame ESM's out, but this is a reality why bigger clubs haven't come in for him. I'm glad we are adapting to not solely rely on him. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It just shows why. Do you agree with that, Brad?
Yeah, bang on. I think that's the position where we're in now, and we realise that we can operate and get results without him in the side. Obviously, we know we want him to be in the side because we know what he can do, but we don't just want to sit back and have to rely on him. And I think you're spot on about the reason why he probably hasn't had nobody's had any serious interest in paying for him, especially not at the sort of money that we'd potentially have wanted. What, like 30 million plus? Nobody's came around for that sort of fee, and you can understand why, because of the slightly. I know there's question marks over his consistency, and also the injury record as well, which hasn't been great. So, but I think it's almost like the one with Ben Arthur, isn't it? You've got someone there, but they're just not on the pitch. The thing about Bruno is to have someone of that ability, and he's there on top of his game, very consistent. We know he's missed a handful of games, but he's just there in week in, week out, and I think that's what ASM will hopefully get to at some stage. But it's just it's just great to see. Like say, we can fill in today with this. Jacob Murphy will probably start the game, I would imagine. And to be fair, he's playing with a bit of confidence, isn't he? He got a goal against Brentford. Yeah. Fair play to him. So that's going to do his confidence a world of good. And he's playing in a good, motivated squad. So I believe that. Don't get us wrong. He brings something different to what ASM, but which we know that's the case. But no, I think it is good to now be able to think it's just a bonus having ASM in the team. It's not like we're completely different without him. Obviously, when he does on the pitch, he's explosive runs. He wants the ball, but when he's not in the team, we just play a bit more cautious in a sense. I think we keep the ball well now, so it's not like under Bruce where he was literally like, let's just camp everybody in our own half, and then ASM will just bomb it forward, take the ball and carry it, and we'll see if something happens. But now we've got more of a build-up play. We're really good in possession. We look comfortable. So I think with or without ASM, we are comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we've got options now. That's the thing. We've got options on the left, Brad, as well. And I know he's been out for a few weeks, and the Bournemouth game weren't the best. But when you look at the Fulham game and the Brentford game, did we really miss ESM? Because I don't think we did, because we'd done it without him, you see. And I've just seen a video there on Newcastle's Twitter page, and the team arriving. And Willock's having to walk around at the pitch. He's come out, he's got his headphones on, walking around. So I don't think Willock looks ill at all. Bruno's definitely there as well. So obviously his girlfriend's not gave, his partner hasn't gave birth yet. But Almiron's there, because somebody did say that Almiron might be out and he's there walking around all right. So I thought, we can't have all these injuries.
There's a rumour going around probably for every player that they're not going to make the game. But I think that there's been a couple of games where we've thought, like you mentioned, the Bournemouth game, I think, and probably the one against Crystal Palace, where you thought, we could have really done with ASM for them moments just to make something happen. But I think the rest of the time, say one against Brentford, we've got Bruno playing, we've got the quality of Trippier, the delivery he can put into the box he only needs to put one of them on a plate, and we've scored. So
Yeah,
we've got them options. We've got the quality in all areas of the pitch where when them areas are fire and them players are delivering, then we're obviously going to look a dangerous side, whoever we play against. Doesn't matter. We've showed it against Man City, showed it against Liverpool away from home. These big games this season where we've been up against it, we've really delivered. So, and again, without Maxi as well, the Liverpool game, we looked particularly good there. So, I think it's just nice. It's nice to be able to have the options now, and like we've said, more like looking on the future transfer windows. It's only gonna build more competition and squad depth, and I think that's what we need essentially to get to the next level, because you need to have options when players unforeseen injuries or lengthy spells out. You need players who can step up to the plate and meet and keep up the same standards really. And I think we've still got a bit of work to do in that respect, because I think overall we need to bulk up the squad in terms of quality all round. But that's naturally going to get there, and we're just on the right path to do it. And we don't want to be. We know we've got our. We know we need Bruno in the middle with that magic. You know, it's not like we're going to say, "Oh, put anyone in there." Sure, Longstaff's going to do the same job. That's not the case. But as a whole, I think all the players are buying into the way Eddie wants to play. So I think that means that we can keep up with a particular style, and it's not like the more players we're going to bring in as well. Eddie understands that the players who they are going to bring in, they have to buy into that as well, so it's all just it's all just keeping them that philosophy in the back of everyone's mind really, that we know what we need to do. So it's just an exciting time to be a supporter, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. I mean, Eddie wants the right characters in the dressing room. You don't want characters in there who are going to sulk and
No.
When we were linked with Pogba, I was thinking, oh, for God's sake, no, thank you, because he's one of them players, has a bad game and he goes missing. So we don't need that. You need the right. If you've got the right characters in the dressing room, then you've got the right group of players who can go out there and be a togetherness on the pitch and get the results. With the transfer windows, you're right, it's going to take a few transfer windows. So I've always said it'll take a few to get rid of all the players that we want to clear out. The likes of no disrespect, but the likes of Lascelles, your Frasers and things like that. Players like that. But that's what we have to slowly do. You can't just do it all in one go. So let's just keep progressing the way we are. And in Eddie's brand of football, it's not quite. It's attacking football, which is good, but at least it's at least we're doing it a bit more defensively than we did under Kevin Keegan. Even John Beresford said Keegan's philosophy was he used to say in the changing room, he say, because John Beresford said, I once asked about defensive tactics, and Keegan said, I don't do defence. He says, don't worry about defence. He says, just attack. He says, that's your best form. He says, keep attacking.
Yeah,
what
was it?
We'll score one more than the opposition.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
That was his philosophy. But you know what? It was brilliant football to watch. So that's the thing.
Yeah, that one. That one always, when you look back and you think about it, that's the one that always sticks out for me. That reference when he would always say, "We've just got to score one. However many they score, we're going to get one more." So it's just, and that was just and that's essentially the culture and the way the fans are. And that's just what we've always wanted to see. And obviously, the dark times under Ashley and things like that, we never had many of them moments really. But no, if anyone asks, I know some fans and other clubs see it differently, but for us, I think we just like to see exciting football. Not necessarily if we lose a game, but we play well in it. I think that's important. It's like so, but I think that's just the culture of Newcastle and the fans in general. I think we like to exciting, entertaining football is the heart of it and where it's always been. So I always, and I think it's just something unique because we like to. It's finally seem to be coming back that way, and we're seeing exciting players, quality players on the pitch. So it's again just generally exciting times because we're no longer going into games knowing that we're going to put everyone behind the ball, 5 at the back, which was not that just wasn't Newcastle, was it? It just wasn't.
No.
It didn't get you off the edge of your seat very often. It just wasn't nice to watch. So I think to get there now is just something that we've been crying out for ages, and we know that we can. In a game like today, you're thinking all that we want to see is us to go there and have a go. If we score a couple of goals, brilliant. If we don't necessarily, if we don't win the game, we know Manchester United, if they do win the game, they're probably going to deserve it because they're going to have to outbattle us in the midfield. They're going to have to work hard. So they're going to have to do all them things to beat us. So if they do, hats off to them. But as long as it's an entertaining game, it's not the worst thing. It's not the end of the world because we can go again against Everton.
Yeah. We're at the best time of the day now because here is the team news.
Yeah.
There we go. It's on screen now. So we've got Nick Pope in goal, Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Sven Botman, Dan Burn, Bruno, Sean Longstaff, Joe Linton, Jacob Murphy, Miggy Almiron, and Callum Wilson. And on the bench, we have Karius, Lascelles, John Joe Shelby, Lewis, Target, Wood, Fraser, Willock's on the bench, and Anderson. So Willock must have an illness, and obviously he might not be able to play the full game, but I'm happy to see Joe Linton back in that team.
Oh,
at least
absolutely.
He gives a bit of steel, and he's good at breaking up play as well. So I think that's not a bad team. What's your thoughts on that, Brad?
No, I was just going to say it's a positive thing as well to see Shelby back on the bench. I think to finally hopefully he'll get a decent run out this afternoon because I think I honestly think that it's another headache for Eddie Howe because I think he's really going to want to be in that team consistently. So I think he's almost got to come back with a point to prove. And I'm pleased to see he's back fit and ready to go. But I agree with the Joe Linton being back in the team. I think that's important, especially for a game like today, because he's gonna give us that bit of a sort of bit more energy. And Sean Longstaff, another player who's had his critics, but he's been part of the team that's won the last 2 games and again full of confidence. So no complaints with that really.
And I'll share on screen. I've got the Man United team here as well. So let's have a look at their lineup.
And I don't think let's hope Nick Pope doesn't have as much work to do as the other night.
So we've got De Gea in goal, Martinez, Ronaldo, Fernandes, Fred, Casemiro, Varane, Dalot, Anthony, Shaw, and Sancho is the first 11. On the bench, Tom Heaton, Lindelof, Malacia, Mainu, Pellistri, Iqbal, Elanga, Garnacho, and Rashford on the bench. So that's a decent lineup from Man United. But again, I can see Murphy having a go at Dalot because Dalot I don't really rate him that highly. Luke Shaw hasn't played a lot, so I fancy Mickey against Shaw. That'll be a good battle. Obviously Bruno versus Casemiro will be a good battle. So will Joe Linton versus Fred. So there's going to be some good battles on that pitch today, and I'm still quietly confident we can win this game.
Yeah, I think I've noticed Christian Eriksen not in the squad, is he?
No.
I mean that's probably a benefit for us, to be honest, because we know he's probably on his days probably one of the best players. So
he's not even on the bench, so there must be an injury there.
No, so but it's as you'd expect now. It's they've got quality all over the pitch. But again, there's areas where, especially with the, I think the weakest area is probably, like you say, their full back positions, because
especially Shaw.
you've got Luke Shaw and Dalot, that they're not quite the. I don't think they're top four full backs at all. So I think there's something there where we can definitely target and get down the flanks, which we to be fair, we've had success doing in previous games, and we know given the opportunity, Trippier likes to, he does enjoy getting forward, and he's obviously got a really good delivery. So if we can get into some good positions out wide, get some balls into the box, and then we know I've got Callum Wilson, who you don't need to give him much opportunity to score.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go through some more comments. Sefton, the first bottle of Brunel is open. Yep, crack them open, Sefton, get them cracked open, mate. Alan McTeer, Isak and ASM pulled up and training again. What's going on? To be honest, we've had this problem for years. Players on their way back seem to break down quite often. It's a puzzler. Excuse me. Yes, it absolutely is a puzzler. Mick, excuse me. We've never had any luck with injuries. Is the SM injured? Of course, he spat the dummy out months away. No, he's injured. He's pulled up again and trained apparently. So we're not sure what's up with him. And he goes on to say, get Anderson started. Trolls, hey all. Hi Trolls, hope you're fine, mate. Paul says Liverpool should take a leaf out of our book, bringing 5 kits out. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, that's 5 kits.
Yeah.
I don't get this, do you, Brad?
No, it was a release for the 130th anniversary, wasn't it? I mean, I don't think I'm too keen on it personally. I don't think I'll be. I don't think I would spend 65 quid on it. Put it that way. I'm not sure. They done it last season, didn't they, with the retro sort of kit? But again, it's probably just something that Castora tried to cash in on, isn't it? Essentially, release the fact that the Brighton game we had to wear that one-off 4th kit. Whether we're going to wear that again in the home fixture, I don't know. But the fact that we got that, obviously, people then went a bit mad on buying that shirt as well. Which, if it wasn't for that Brighton game wearing it, I don't think the hype for it and the demand would have been as high. So they've done well out of us this season with 5 shirts on sale.
Yeah. I mean, is this Castor's way of saying, well, it looks like it's gonna be our last season doing the kits, and are they trying to cling on by saying, look, let's bring out another kit to make the owners think, oh, hang on a minute, Castor are great, but if we do go to a new kit supplier next year, I'll be happy with either Adidas, Nike, or New Balance even, you know. So and I'm sure Darren Neils is all over this anyway. And let's see what he says. So Leslie is saying, Klopp used to be a breath of fresh air. Now he's just embarrassing. Yeah, because his team are struggling. That's why at the bottom, you know, and they're not doing very well.
I think it's my opinion on it as well. I think he's sort of getting to the stage now where he's thinking they've had the time now. The players, the squad's aging. They're losing certain players. It's just not a particularly good time for them. But that era's probably come to an end now, unfortunately. And he's probably just accepting that fact, and he's getting a bit aggressive, you know, picking out certain journalists unnecessarily and things like that. So it's just one of them things. But I know it's a shame, because when he was at Dortmund and stuff, I really like that. He's probably one of the main reasons why I enjoyed the German game and got into that, because just you're seeing what he done with Dortmund and the club and everything like that. And he was just that who he was back then, which is a bit of a shame to see, because I thought he was a really good character, especially, and only since the last couple of years, he's just got a bit more. You see him at games, he's all over the referees, hounding them. He's always got maybe something to say on, particularly the referees' decisions and how other clubs operate. So it just, I don't know what's got into him slightly, but yeah, it's just maybe that realization that Liverpool aren't the be all and end all anymore.
Yeah, they are, exactly. It's just, it's just embarrassing now, isn't it? So, Troll says, "Hey Tony and Brad, hey Trolls, hope you're well, mate. We're fine, yeah." Sefton talking to Trolls. Rich Baxter, hi to Rich. I wouldn't sell ESM as we need him for a squad depth, but really is when he does play, we get very inconsistent performances. Can be unplayable at times as well as frustrating. Yes, he can be unplayable as well. We've seen that a few times of him. And when he is unplayable, nobody can get near him, you know. So he was against Manchester City, wasn't he? He was outstanding, wasn't he? Terrorised. He terrorised Kyle Walker all game, didn't he? So yeah, when he's like that, he's unplayable. Just a shame for his injury record, unfortunately. Troll says, if we should sell ESM because of injury, shouldn't we sell Wilson? Is he out for half this? Because he's out almost half the season. Yeah, well, Wilson's come back, but let's see how we'll go for the rest of the season with Wilson. But he has just signed a new deal as well, so you know, maybe he might be maybe in the future he might be a bench player, you know. But at the minute we need Wilson. You know, we've got him in the side, and if Wilson played a full season, I believe he would get 20 goals easily. So you know, it's just a shame he does get these injuries. But let's hope. Be lovely, fingers crossed, he stays fit for the rest of the season, and we see the best of Callum Wilson. Tom's in the house. Hi, Tom. Hope you're well, mate.
Yeah. Same with Callum Wilson as well. You think that you're hoping and praying that he just keeps himself in contention with the squad and doesn't have any lengthy spells out, because we know when he's on that pitch, he doesn't need much invitation to score. You can give him anything, he's all over it. So, and that's probably the only thing that's held him back in his career from really being a consistent international player and things like that, and potentially maybe what stopped him getting a move to a bigger club 3-4 years ago. So, but no, he's one of them players where he's invaluable to us, because you know the more time you get him on that pitch, he's going to produce goals for us. Or if he's not, you know, he's got that. He can press from the front, and he's really someone who's quite got a good football and brain as well. So he knows where to put himself and be in the right place at the right time. So, and that's attributed to why he's got so many goals, and from not in the grand scheme of things when he's played for Newcastle, he's had some quite lengthy spells out as well, but his goal record's still pretty good, taking that into consideration. So it just shows you the quality of player that he is.
Yeah, absolutely. And goes on to Paul's comment there. Obviously, he's saying obviously asking why get rid of Wilson. We brought in a new £50 million striker because of Wilson's injury record in the summer. But I do think we'll get new wingers. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I mean, you know, we don't need another striker, and Wilson's fine at the moment. Jan Levens, United win, lol. Yeah, Newcastle United, Jan, yeah. Joel says, I'm not super confident for this game, but we will see. Don't be confident, because, you know, we're no mugs now, but Man United won't be happy about playing us. They'll be frightened of us, so you watch, you know. Steven says, watch Casemiro today. He'll try and kick us out of the game. Also, Fernandez diving. Yeah, we're just going to be cute, and I'm sure Eddie's already worked on this with the team, and I'm sure they've done all our stats and everything on the Man United site. So we'll find out at 2 p.m. Joy, good afternoon to you, Joy. I'm glad we're just playing good passing, attacking football, not the shite under Brucey. Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're playing better football now, and like I say, we're not having to try and defend. At least we can go out and play attacking football. Gary says, Eddie's taking us forward for years to come, lads. Yeah, absolutely, Gary. I've got to totally agree with that. Eddie's here for the long term, especially now Tuchel's asked he wants the England job. yeah, that keeps the FA away from Eddie's front door. Paul says, with a goalkeeper here, we're looking for it's Scott Sterling. I'm not sure who he is. Who's Scott Sterling? I know there was unless you mean Scott, it's Sterling. But I heard we're after a Turkish keeper. I think he plays for Fenerbahce or something. I'm not sure. But we don't need a keeper at the moment. We're fine. We've got, like I say, we've got Karius as backup at the minute, and we've got Darlow when he's back. So we're all right till next summer, and then look for maybe a second choice keeper.
I think he's on the wind up there.
Yeah, Scott. Oh, yeah, Scott Sterling. Yeah, probably. And Truls is talking to Leslie and Jody Toon for life. Afternoon, Tony. Looking forward to this match. It won't be easy, but either 1-1 or 1-2 to us up the max. Absolutely, Jody Toon for life. Yeah, my prediction is 3-1 for this game. So to us, so hopefully. But we've got nothing to be scared of. Let's just get out there and give them a good game and let them see how good a team we actually are, because we're a better team from what we were last year when we went down there, you know, and we got 4-1 and it was Ronaldo's debut and everything. But we're a totally different side now, a different animal, you know. Man City found that out. Yeah. A lot of teams are finding that out now. We're a totally different side. We're no longer the mugs we used to be. So, yeah. Alan Little, good afternoon, Alan. Newcastle to win today, no worries. As for Klopp, he's just a big baby. Yeah, we've already touched on Klopp. He's not he gets right up people's nerves, doesn't he? Sefton says, a real United founded on the 9th of 12th, 1892. How are you, lads? Absolutely, Sefton. And Jody Toon for life again. Sean Casey last night put out ESM not being available hours before Craig Hope. So credit where it's due. Yeah, absolutely. I saw that from Sean, and I saw a lot of people saying is it a wind up, but yeah, I suppose he got that right. So I don't know where he found that out from, but you know, well done to him if he did. Paul says Sean Casey talks some crap sometimes. Well, that's what Paul thinks. James says, this may be ignorance on my behalf, but I didn't realise Murphy was a Toon fan. Yes, he is, him and his brother. I think they're both born at Wembley, but they're both Toon fans. I think their dad's a Geordie, so I think that's where it comes from. But yeah, him and his brother Josh are both avid Newcastle fans, so it probably makes Murphy even more determined to play well as well, being a Toon fan. Trolls says it's going to be a tough game for Murphy, but hope he proves me wrong. Yeah, he's played well for the last couple of games, so we've just got to give him a chance, you know. Yeah. And let's see what he can show today against a bit better opposition than what we have previously had to play. Stephen says that Leslie absolutely fed up with this Saudi human rights crap. Do they whinge about Chinese owners or American owners? Yeah, absolutely. But unfortunately, we just got to put up with it. We're Newcastle fans, and you know we're going to get hit with all this. Paul says, have you seen the photos of him and his brother in the Toon kits? Then when they were, I haven't seen that photo. No. Stephen says, as for Klopp, he should look at what his ancestors did. Goofy. Yeah, okay, we'll get that one. Oh, and we got a super sticker. Thank you very much, Sefton, for £5. Well done. Thank you very much. And enjoy the match today. Stu, is Maxi back today? No, Stu, he's not, unfortunately. Shelby's back on the bench, though, if you missed the team news earlier on. So good news is we've got Shelby back on the bench, but Maxi, I'm afraid, is still out. And as far as we know, Isak could be out for the next few games as well. And James says, is the press name enough players that they will be right eventually? Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. Leslie, totally agree. USA have death penalty. Yeah, okay, we know about that. Yeah. Trolls says we need ESM. He is way better than Murphy, but Murphy has been good the last. Yeah, Murphy has played well, and you know what? I think if you took that lad out, to be fair, that would give him a lot of that would be bad for him. So keep his confidence high by playing him again, and then at least, we can see how far he can go. But to get that next level, he's not the player. We know that. Everybody knows that. Paul says, Willock dropped for Joe Linton. Yeah, well, he hasn't actually been dropped. He's got an illness as Willock, so I think it's just been a precaution to keep him on the bench rather than starting him. The last thing you want is to make him worse than he's feeling, and then he's thrown up everywhere. So, yeah, I think it's probably the right call from Eddie. And Eddie we trust, by the way. Paul says, creating confidence in players we consider not good is a dangerous weapon to have. It will make us some money. Absolutely. These players are like some Murphys. If we do sell them on, if he has a good few games or whatever he's playing in and has a good season, somebody in the summer might say, we'll take him off your hands for 2 or 3 million. So, there's always a plus to that. Geordie Tool for life. How about the team? Sefton Max is great to see J7 back. Mag Debates, hello to you, mate. Would love it, just love it if wouldn't we just another one of them Keegan ones? Yeah, we would. Alan says, good day, lads. What's the lineup? If you haven't seen the lineup, I'll stick that up again for you. And then just bear with me, I'll get it. So there we go. It's Pope, Trippier, Shaw, Botman, Byrne, Bruno, Longstaff, Joe Linton, Jacob Murphy, Mickey Almiron, and Callum Wilson. And with substitutes, Karius, Lascelles, Shelby, Lewis, Target, Wood, Fraser, Willock, Anderson. So a couple of changes in the team there, but yeah, still not a bad team. And I'll take that. Mick says, now wrong with the SM. Don't let the tuber griff fool you. I think he's just got the hump on. No, he is actually injured, I think, at the moment. I don't think he's unhappy at all. Why would he be unhappy? Should never be unhappy. Paul says, I think Wilson playing, we have a good chance of winning. Yeah, absolutely. As Willock got a knock, no, he's ill. Trolls pulls up the point that I said the other day on the preview show, Brad. Byrne on the left back worries me because of Anthony. I would rather have had Target in there. What's your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I probably would have agreed on that just because I thought Byrne potentially would have been the game where he'd have rotated him, but I'm not too worried about, because Byrne, I think he's a bit of a more calm and collected in terms of getting in the right position, and he won't he's clever enough for working in that system to not let Anthony catch him out too much. Obviously, he's a quality player, so he's not going to be easy. But I think Byrne's sort of intelligently enough in that left-sided position to sort of make sure he can get in the right positioning wise and step up when he needs to, and don't let them sort of don't get caught out in behind, which I think he's been pretty good with that on most occasions, because he knows that we know that with the explosive player that I've got, even Rashford, particularly when he comes on, they're going to want balls over the top, and he's going to be making them runs. So, obviously, the back four will be well aware of that, and we don't want to get caught out.
Yeah, absolutely. Ian says, hi, folks. Looking forward to the game today. Yep, we all are. James Matthews Photography says, John Joe at the 6 role and Big Joe and Bruno are 8s. Yeah, I mean, Joe Linton can play on the left as well. So
yeah.
Alan says he's happy with that team in the bench. Ian says, Longstaff seems to play well against Man United. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I totally agree. Would have preferred Target today. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. But, in Eddie we trust. And, he's got, little Anthony's got to come up against big, tall Dan Byrne. So big Dan Byrne, Jules, hi, Jules. Hope you're well. Willock has been unwell according to Craig Hope. Yeah, it was a late goal, yeah. Ian says, burn the team with a back three with Trippier pushing in the midfield. Yeah, that seems to be the thing at the moment. Even Man U fans talk about spending. Look at what they've spent. Yeah, exactly. They've spent a lot of money, and where they have. When did they last win the Premier League and things like that? Yeah, so I think Man U midfield is slow. Going to Paul. Yeah, Jag's happy with that team. Hi, Jag. Aaron, Man City fan in the chat. Good luck, lads. Hope you stuff them. Yep, I hope we're doing. I hope you stuff Mr. Klopp as well later on. I've got yours back for 4-0, by the way. Jag says, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you very much, Jag. Chris says, is Ericsson injured? We're not sure. I'm not sure. I don't know what's happened on that side. But with him not being in the team, it's either an injury or he's being rested because of the midweek games for next week. Jody says, mind, Brad Pitt is a good talker. Alan says, glad Ericsson's not playing. Yeah, Ericsson gives them that little bit more creativity, doesn't he? So it's a good thing.
It's one less quality player. She's a bonus. Yeah. But no, you never know which Manchester United team is going to turn up, do you? That's the only thing. We know that on the day when if some of these players turn on the heat, you're in trouble. They've got Ronaldo's always going to be dangerous. You don't need to. But then again, you've seen other games, particularly at Old Trafford, where if you start the game well and put them under pressure, you can make it really you can make it really difficult for them.
Yeah,
and they're not as, especially with us going there as well, that they can be a bit uncomfortable. They're not as dominating with possession of the ball, so that they can sit off. They tend to be sitting off quite a bit in certain games. But the fact that you can gradually see in the games that we're having now, we're getting so comfortable, like on the ball, and you can really see that Eddie's pushing to play out from the back, because it's something that you can just really sense that he's trying to drill into them, because it's getting there. To be fair, a couple of we've got to take the tips from Brentford. Showed us how you don't play out from the back on 2 occasions last week. So, but no, we stopped being. It's going to be an interesting one, because, like you say, the game itself. There's not probably going to be a bit unpredictable.
Yeah, Graham says, as Keegan once said, I'd love it if we beat Man U. Yeah, we would love it. Yeah, we all remember the famous Keegan rant. I remember it after that game when he come out and said that, and I was like, at first I was like, oh, and even Richard Kaysen and in the studio was a bit like, whoa, what's going on here, James says, I'm already dreaming the Jody Maradona coming on and scoring a late winner. Yeah, as Chipper said the other night, a shithousery win would be great, a last minute goal in injury time to win it, that would be absolutely brilliant. Stu says, Mafinho, masterclass incoming. Yeah. Troll says, to be honest, I don't think the latest kit is a problem, just don't buy it. Yeah, well, there's people say about the cost of living and things like that, and it's just, I just don't get it, to be honest. Jules also says, I don't sell either Wilson. Oh yes, let's just keep these players, and get competition for them. The more competition they've got, the more they'll want to stay fit. Jack says, got a cheeky little bet, Newcastle, Rangers and Liverpool to win. Oh, I think you'll be lucky there, because I think Liverpool playing against Man City is going to be really tough.
Yeah,
Sefton says
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Sorry,
I'm
Brad.
I'm not sure. I think I've gone for a draw in that game, just because.
Yeah,
I can see Liverpool just turned up, to be honest, with the Anfield being at home against the sort of in the situation now where they know they've got to start playing well. They can't afford to they can't afford for City to go there and beat them, because they'll be hell on. So I think
awful, haven't they?
Yeah, I think they'll be up for that one, and they'll do well.
Sefton says, I hope we keep them both, ASM and Wilson. Pablo again, short to pocket Ronaldo today. Let's hope so. Let's hope we keep him quiet, we can do. Troll says, when Isak's fit, Wilson gets injured, so it wouldn't surprise me that if that will happen. Let's hope that doesn't happen. We don't want to pray for that to happen. What's your score prediction? My prediction today, Jack, I'm going 3-1 Newcastle. What are you going, Brad?
I'm going to say 2-1 Newcastle.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I'm thinking a draw more realistically, but I'm going to say we're going to go there and we've got to be confident. Yeah.
Graham says, well, I never bought the shirt once our former owner took over. Same as I wouldn't use his shop. However, I've bought a home shirt before the start of the season. Yeah, a lot of people have gone back to buying from the club shop now because Jack says Madison in January. Yeah, hopefully. Paul says Scott Stone's famous for his penalty saves. James says Scott the penalty king. Stu says, to be fair, Woodman threw in 2 of their goals on Ronaldo's debut. Yeah. Peter's going for a 0-0 scoreline. I think there'll be goals. Alan says, hope Anderson gets some game time today. Who is this lad from Celtic we are looking at? I'm not sure. I've not heard that one. Ansel says, afternoon, lads. Hope you're well. Yeah, I hope you're well too, mate. Paul says, think they will target Bruno today as most of our play goes through from him to Almiron. Yeah, but we've got players all over the pitch, so I don't think they'll target him as much. Troll says, football isn't about being fair or unfair. You play for the best team when possible, in my opinion. Absolutely. Jan says, could the 3 new 18-year-olds make a difference from January? I believe they can. Who knows? Trolls again says, feel sorry for Target not getting game time. Yeah, it's one of those. He's keeping faith with Burn over Target at the moment. So Cameron says, Maguire bench, so we may actually struggle against Man United. Alan says, good to see Shelby back. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Brilliant to see him back in the team, and quickly as well, because he wasn't actually due to be back till a week before the World Cup. Burn and Botman have a good chance of getting a goal today with the corners and set plays. Yeah, absolutely, because, I mean, that routine will probably come back again. Cameron says, he's smart enough and brilliant defender, but his pace will probably let him down. Would prefer to see an actual left-back. Yeah, I'd rather have seen Target, but got to go. How are the lads? Well done, Jules. Hope to see you soon, mate. Region Phoenix, not lately. Being poor with corners, especially with the height. We need to do much more. Got a last few comments here. I think Jules was saying hi to somebody there. Paul says, we've had our chances. Botman has had a few and should have scored. Yeah, but then Leno pulled off a good save against him at Fulham. It's going to be one of these days. Botman is going to score, and once he scores, I think he'll score a few as well. Cameron says, Alanga, Malacia, Rashford on the bench may cause us trouble in the second half, but Anthony versus Burn worries me. Yeah, but Botman might get over and help cover Burn as well, so might not be too bad. Bruno Casemiro will be a good battle. Yeah, absolutely. Alan says, I think our spending has been one of the smartest in the league. Yeah, I've definitely got to agree with that 100%. Cameron says, reckon we'll dominate when we have possession. Yeah, I think we will as well. BF Aiken, how are you to you, mate? He says, let's do it 3-0. Miggy, Wilson and Bruno. Yeah, good shout. Cameron says, I reckon Joe Linton backs too. James says, Old Trafford can be so toxic if you get them. Yeah, get the fans on the backs of the manager and the players, and then they don't like it. So let's hope for that one. All teams going on about spending. We done rather looking at the separate windows. We should have gone by seasons. We really spent a lot in comparison to other clubs. Fair point. Totally agree, Money. We could have easily done what Forest done in pre-season. Yeah, look what Forest done. 22 players. Where are they now? Bottom of the Premier League. And to be honest with you, I don't think they'll stay up the league now. I think they'll go down the season unless for some reason they absolutely pull it around. 4-2 Newcastle. J7 bags 2, Miggy and Shaw. Is John in the stadium? Oh, no, he's in Turkey on holiday. But he's probably I bet he's in a pub or somewhere watching it with a load of Reds. Sefton, great show, lads. Thanks, Sefton. Thanks very much, mate. And last few, yeah, Cameron. Keeping faith as always. Tiger. Strong lineup. We'll dominate them. John, away in Turkey on holidays. That's somebody talking a settle there. And Jack says, sorry, Tony, missed the lineup for Man U. Can you show it again, mate? When did he write that? Oh, okay. I'll get that back for you, yeah. Just bear with me. There you go. There's the team lineup for you. We got Pope, Trippier, Shaw, Botman, Byrne, Bruno, Longstaff, Joe Linton, Murphy, Almiron, Wilson. Substitutes: Karius, Lascelles, Shelby, Lewis, Target, Wood, Fraser, Willock, and Anderson on the bench. So that's the team lineup for today. Not a bad lineup at all. And Cameron says, yeah, Botman shouldn't have to drift wide to cover him. Byrne isn't the type to push forward like Trips does on the right. Yeah, Byrne's no Kieran Trippier, that's for sure. Pablo again, seen online, ESM could be out until January 2023. Not great if that's the case, but let's hope it's not. And right, says, where is the Saint? Yeah, he's not playing today, unfortunately. Yeah, so you're feeling today, Brad, do you think we're going to win 2-1, yeah?
Yeah.
And who's going to score the goals for us?
I think Callum Wilson will get a couple. I'm going to back him to get the brace.
I've put him down as my guaranteed scorer this weekend, so I hope he scores, yeah. I'm going 3-1, so I'm saying Wilson, Bruno, and Mickey. That's who I'm going for. Right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there because it's nearly 20-2 and people might want to get off to go and watch the football. But great to have you on in the chat. Don't forget to hit those likes and subscribes if you like what you see, and membership's 99p a month. Yeah, other than that, thank you very much, and let's hope for 3 points this afternoon. And how are the lads? And we are back at 6 o'clock with a match reaction show, so tune in at 6, and I'll pin the link in the chat and you can come on, have your say, what you think of the game. If we do lose, let's hope there's no meltdown by any of the fans. But as always, thank you very much for coming on, and we'll see you at 6, Brad.
Yep.
Yeah, great stuff. Thanks very much, and we'll catch you all later. And hopefully, as I say, hopefully we've got them 3 points in the bag. Thank you very much. See you later.